Hello and welcome to another edition of AttractWell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by founder of AttractWell and resident magician, Greg Hillwhite. Hey, Greg.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
So today we have some really exciting stuff to share with you. As noted, Greg here, man with the magic wand, has done something that I don't think I have seen anywhere on the internet, on any platform that builds websites or does any of the stuff that AttractWell does. So we're really, really, really excited to share this stuff with you here today. As you're coming in, say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're coming in from, what you do, who you serve. Always excited to learn more about the folks that join us on these calls. We are AttractWell, an all-in-one platform, offering everything that you need to grow and manage your business and brand all in one place. And today you're going to learn how you can talk to your website and it'll do the work for you, just like you could ask a designer to change the spacing here or the font there or swap a picture there, etc. So you're to see how even if you have no idea what you're doing where it comes to designing or creating copy or placing it where it needs to go, you're going to see that you not only have an easy button, the button is just clicking a button to hold while you talk, and then it'll do the thing that you want it to do. So if you are completely in the dark about what it means to create or edit, you are in the right place because this is going to make your life really easy. So hello, welcome. We're excited to have you. Greg and I are going to pop out a video so that we can get into some slides for today. And you guys go ahead and keep it coming in the chat. I am just, again, so thrilled to get into this with you here today. Where is that? Oh, there we go. Didn't want to open for me. Okay, yeah, off we go. All right, so today we are sharing the AttractWell voice-powered editor. And I am talking about page design here in this thumbnail that you see, but this goes much further than just page design. So we're going to be getting into some really cool things that you can do today. Again, really easy things that you can do today to really make improvements and adjustments and really speed up what it looks like to work the back end of your business. So let's talk about it. Today we'll get into a new feature that is voice-powered editing. So we're going to work on pages with this. We also have a really cool AI-powered make a page like this feature. So let's just say, for instance, you've just created a landing page offering some kind of a free thing in exchange to grow your list on your website. Maybe you'd like to have a confirmation page that looks and feels the same. We can do that in really just a couple of clicks. It's pretty cool. We also have an AI writer for editing existing copy. So we do have Write with AI in AttractWell, where you can customize, sort of how you train it to speak like you. But you can also take what's in an existing section and have it rewrite it for you if you want it to do something a little different. We also have a transcription option as well. So if you would like to speak exactly what you would like to have said, it can transcribe your voice and put it on the screen for you. Canva integration is another really exciting thing that we are going to talk about here today. We have always had, or pretty much always had, a Canva button in AttractWell that would take you to a version of Canva where it wouldn't necessarily save the thing that you created. But now it's so different and it's really cool. So we're going to get into that here today. And we also have a new feature in our page backgrounds. If you want to adjust the brightness or dimness, on the contrary, of your background of a section, because of this Canva integration, essentially what's happening is it's editing that image for you because it's got it plugged in. So you're going to see how all this works here in just a bit. So let's go ahead and get into it. Of course, if you are here for live help, then we are going to be able to get to you here at the end of the call. So about 30 minutes into the call. Let me see. We have signed up for today Saria or Saria, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name, but we'll be bringing you out shortly if you are here. So, and if you have questions, by the way, as we're going through today's content, we are going to be sharing quite a lot of really exciting updates today. If you have questions, feel free to please put them into the Q&A here in Zoom, just so we don't miss anything that you may be asking. The chat can get a little busy. And if you're watching this as a replay, come join us. We're live on Thursdays at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time, unless it's a major holiday. And we would love to have you here with us. This is free to all. And you'll typically learn something to grow your business, whether you're working with AttractWell or not. But if you are working with AttractWell, you're going to learn a lot. And if you'd like to work together on a call like this one, this is a free opportunity to review your work, to get strategy or tech help, support, what have you. All of this is available to you as a member of our community. AttractWell.com/work review lets you reserve space on an upcoming call like this one. And if you need a hand, we have a team that can help you migrate what you have, build something new, or do VA work for you. You can go to AttractWell.com/concierge to learn more. All right, so let's go into an AttractWell account and start taking a look at these incredible things that Greg has put together. So you may be familiar already with AttractWell. We already have AI built in for writing, right? So you can see right here, we have Write with AI built into AttractWell. Well, now it can actually transcribe. You don't have to type to ask for what you want. So if you want to prompt AI, you can give it your voice. So that's pretty cool. We also have settings where you can go into your AttractWell account and make very clear to the AI what your business is, who you are, your voice, your strategy. I've done here is kind of outline the full story of the paid program so that there's full context as to the umbrella of the pain points I'm selling to, right? So you have a lot of space here. I've even provided an example of like an output for emails in code view so that I can make sure that when I ask for an email, it gives it back to me in the code that I want to paste in. So sky's the limit with this. It's really cool. We do have additional training on this, but just FYI, this is a really great starting point, right? And anywhere you go in AttractWell, where let's just say perhaps I would like to create a quick message to send to someone or to my whole list, I can go over here and in any editor, we can click Write with AI and I can ask it to write something for me, right? So it can write something based on what I'm asking for. It can edit the content that's there and it can now transcribe exactly what it is that you want to say. So this edit existing content and transcribe. This is new and it is across the site, right? So just look for this little microphone icon. It's going to show up in an increasing number of places where you can just speak what it is that you want and have the system perform the actions that you're looking for. Majority of the time right now, though, it's going to be in places where you are already writing. All right. Now let's get to what you guys all came here for today. And that is talking to your website. This is such a cool thing. I don't think I've ever heard of any other platform doing anything like this. And this really is such an incredible game changer, especially if you are maybe newer to having a website, to an online presence. So let's find a landing page offer that I might have in this account. How about, there's a free recipe ebook. Let's see if we like this. That's easy enough. That's pretty simple. We can take a quick look at this and view it as a live page. Good enough, right? It's got an image. It's offering a recipe ebook. It's got some copy here. It's got the form on page. That's good to go. In the settings, I'm actually kind of curious to see if I have a full funnel set up with this. I think I did. Yeah. And I actually think that this was created with the feature that I'm going to show you guys today. Yep, it absolutely was. Okay, so let's start by maybe taking a look at a slightly more complex one. How about that? All right, so I would like to perhaps, and let's just take a look at the published version of this. And by the way, if you want this template, it's in the Client Funnel Challenge, and I give you everything that you need to make it how you want it to show up. It's pretty well done. It's more or less exactly what it needs to be. So what we're looking at here is a page that offers a free printable journal on how to boost your energy without overhauling your entire lifestyle. So I think where I actually want to start, just to show you guys how easy it is to make just creating new stuff in your account really simple. If you have this template that I provide to you in the Client Funnel Challenge, but you want to make a version of this that works for something that you're offering, we can go right here under settings, click this little down arrow, and let's go to make a new page like this one. So I want to create, I need to save it first. Oops. All right. So I'm going to make a new page like this one. This is a new feature. And here, this is still going to be a landing or opt-in page. And I'm actually going to speak this. I need to give it permission. And so I am going to ask for this to offer, let's see. So right now I'm offering an energy tracking journal. So what I'm going to do here is offer a habit tracker for people who are wanting to become digital minimalists. How about that? Create a landing page that offers a habit tracker for solopreneurs who want to become digital minimalists. So I've just dictated what I want it to do. There it is. It transcribed what I said. I'm going to click create page, and it's going to create a new page for me following what's here. Now, for the most part, it's going to just preserve the style that is in this page, which is actually great if you want to be able to create a series of cohesive pages, right? If you want to be able to say, create a confirmation or an authority page from this, if you want to create a sales page that talks about the same offer to the same audience, you'll be able to do that with this really cool create a page like this feature. Now, while that's taking a moment to generate, and it is actually pretty fast, it's probably going to be done by the time I even click over to another space. What if you already have a page that you have and you like well enough, but you want to make changes to it? Or maybe it was made for you and you want to make adjustments, right? So I'm going to go find a home page and see if there is one that I would like to edit. That's not the one I want to do. Let's just do the one that we have right now for Jane. All right, so here we have Jane. There is a little bit that I might modify here. I might, increase the padding on the top and bottom of this section. I might increase the button size or change the color of it. But I think what I'd like to do, so maybe this is representational of a change in your business. I'd like to create an as seen on section, so I can display my PR chops, right? So I've been published in these different publications or I've been interviewed in these places. So I would like to create an as seen on section here. So instead of trying to figure out how I can create one of those and position 5 images in a row, because I'm going to be putting 5 different logos there in that section, I'm going to ask my AI here to do it for me. So I've clicked add section and it's asking me what section do I want to add. So I could type right here and, give a very, very specific prompt. If I wanted to provide a hex code for a background color, like you could really get into this as deeply as you want to, but I could just go right here and what I will do is I will ask, like basically what I just told you guys. So watch, create a new section on this page to be used as an as seen on section where I can display 5 logos from publications where I've been interviewed or published. So we'll wait a moment for that to do what it does. Just a moment. It just really does not take very long to do this, which is really exciting. And you can continue making changes. And another cool thing, yeah, sure, go ahead and add those images, but you could also click them. I'm just going to replace these with the same one, and I'm just going to go back and edit them. I'm actually kind of surprised that it didn't give me a, there we go. I'm just going to add those. But anyway, what I would do anyway is swap out the images. So it's just going to give me something basic. And then I can go in and add those logos for those businesses, those places where I have been interviewed. Obviously, I wouldn't count on AI at this stage in the AI game to be able to go retrieve a logo for a business accurately. I believe on the last call that I demoed this, I asked it to provide a picture of a cat, and AI, again, being what it is, it provided me a picture of dogs, or it was the other way around. I asked for a dog. I got like 5 pictures of cats. The internet prefers cats anyway, I hear. Anyway, so here it is. As seen on, we've got our 5 images here that I can swap out easily for the logos that I would want to show. Maybe I want to have the background image of this the same color as the one that precedes it. Now, I'm not entirely sure that I'm able to ask for that color, but let's go ahead and just give it a shot. Otherwise, we can give a color instruction in a different way. Make the background of this section the same color as the section above it. Give that one a try. And if it doesn't provide that context, then it is actually really simple to just perform that action. And I'll show you guys how to do it if that's what you want to do. Yeah, not a thing. That's okay. Maybe as AI improves, we can get there. So I'm going to go to the background color here, click color, show colors, and I'm just going to grab my eyedropper tool and voila. So if I like that well enough, it's fine. But I think that this image needs a little bit more help. Change the font color in this section to white, and it will do that too. And the really neat thing, oh, that's the background. Change the font in this section to white. So another thing that we can do, and this is where things can get really tedious, is we can apply changes to everything here at once, right? So let's just say, so for whatever reason, it doesn't want to change the color, that's fine. But what it can do, add spacing to the bottom of this section. You could also say padding, but if you don't know that that's the technical term, it's fine. It will create that space there. I could also animate these images. Of course, in an as seen on section, that's usually a static thing, but I'll show you how we can make some modifications to that here. All right, so what I'm going to do here in this section is we have these different groups, right? So we've got these different groups here. So what right, it is, we're having a moment. That's okay. And if you guys work with AI with any regularity, you know that it is not it 100% of the time. All right. So tell you what I want to do. I want to create a new section that has 4 columns. In each column, there is an image and there's, oops, nope, that was a little quick. No, thank you. Cancel. Okay. Create a new section with 4 columns. In each column, there should be a title and image and text beneath in order. Animate each of these columns independently so that they come in from the left and right respectively. Respectively. What is that? So let's see what it does. Again, if you've got a crazy idea, you can see what it does with it. A lot of the time, and I really, really appreciate this as a feature, I want to be able to maybe inside of a section, I want to have everything animate, and it can be very tedious, right? So sure, let's just go ahead with, no, this image is fine. Let's just leave those and I'll change them later. And we'll see what it does. But anyway, back to what I'm telling you about animating, for instance, going in and selecting a single line of text, animating it, coming from the left, this delay, etc. This is something that can really stack up time, even if you know what you're doing, right? And of course, if you don't, then this becomes even more challenging, right? But even if you look at that, oh, that's interesting. It did the below thing. It actually looks pretty good though. So here's what I could also do here. Let's just try starting with something new. I think part of my issue with some of this is that I'm using things that are created from some time ago. So let's grab this pro coaching homepage. And by the way, take a look at that. I am a coach who works with women, business owners who need help with creating work-life balance while in the early stage of business growth. All right, so let's go ahead and create that coach homepage using that prompt. Again, you could type it in or it can transcribe it for you. And again, this isn't intended to be something that handles 100% of everything, right? It's supposed to make it a little faster for you, a little easier for you. And a lot of these things we can kind of layer on top of each other. Now, let me come back over here and see this similar page. You remember that? It was created a little while ago. Let's go take a look at it. Remember that page that I asked for that is offering the opportunity to embrace digital minimalism and enhance your productivity? Look at all of this copy it created. It didn't keep the image that I had, and that's fine because that's not what I would be using anyway. So from here, we can simply go in and make our modifications, right? We can, I'm going to ask it to center the contents of this section. Center the contents of this section into a single column. And where you have an image in the background, for instance, you can ask it to make adjustments. So there you go. Now I don't need to have two different sections here because this was for mobile responsiveness. So we can take a look at that. Excellent. That's good. Now I want this to animate and I need a background image here. Now, again, I am not going to ask anybody to expect that AI is going to just come up with an image for you correctly by telling it like what it is, unless you're working with a dedicated image software. But what I can do is maybe ask this to come up with something general. So add an image to the background of this section with this is my trackpad and not this computer or this software. All right. Add a beach image to the background of this section. That's right. It doesn't create photos. This is actually, yeah, see, it's what I would do here is come over here to background image and click change background image. And then you can choose from what you already have. You can now also grab an image from Pixabay. So I could actually just go in here and type in beach. So it's not going to retrieve an image from your library for you. So I can actually just grab a royalty-free one here. All right, so we're gonna let that do its thing. And this actually, remember how we recreated that Pro Coach page? It did that. It popped our photo in. And it created a homepage. Let's take a look at this from the computer preview. Love it. Oh, it's so fun. Look at that. And this would take you to an about page, which if we wanted to use this as a starting point, we could then go create an about page that keeps this same sort of design. All right, let me go ahead and close out of that. We don't need this one. There's our background. I actually think that those colors work pretty nicely together. But what if I want the background of this, the brightness, this is a new thing. Do you see how we can go brighter, almost to white, and then we could also go darker, almost to black. So this is also an option for you if you wanted, for instance, this white box in this section to be a little bit more transparent. I could type that here. I could also ask, make the white box in this section more transparent. We could also ask it to round the corners. We could give it a drop shadow. We could change the color of that background from white to something else entirely. We could ask it to double the size of the button, right? So double the size of the button in this section. It did change it. I think sometimes it's helpful to actually get straight into the content and go in here, double the size of the button in this section. It did not make it more transparent, no. And I'm not sure why. Yeah, it's also not doubling the button. Greg, I'm not sure if there's like a Safari thing that I'm like having issues with. But or should I be prompting it differently to do that?
It sounds okay. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
just in a mood or what, but yeah.
In a mood, yeah. AI does seem to get in a mood from time to time. Adjust the transparency of the white section or the white box in this section so that it is it's cutting me off with my mouse here. We'll see if that makes any changes at all. I am asking it to adjust it, but it's not. I don't know that it heard. Oh, it did. There you go. See, that is a little bit more transparent. Okay. So it did, and we could ask it to do more. So there are other things that we can do here. And sometimes if it doesn't do it the first time, ask it again. Similar to prompting, right? Sometimes you don't get what you want when you prompt. These are prompts that we're giving. We're giving verbal prompts. It needs to understand us. And of course, when you're prompting AI, the clearer you are, the more specific you are, the better the results you're going to get, right? And actually, as I'm looking at this more, is it my eyes or no, it didn't make the text more. It's curious if it made the text more transparent. All right, so there are some other things that we can do here as well. We can actually say, is it edit form, Greg? Is that what we say to do this?
Yeah, you can say edit form, I believe.
Yeah, edit form.
Maybe that's not it. I can look it up. Or haven't made a cheat sheet on some of these things yet.
Open form. There's also, yeah, so there are some things, and guys, you're seeing the very beginnings of this, but you can have it open to payments and go straight to the settings button in here to go to the leads, to edit the form field. Of course, if you have payments enabled, it could take you straight to there as well. Let me see what else what else did I promise here? So we've done make a page like this. We've got the voice powered page editing. We have created new sections. We've transcribed. Oh, how about this? All right. So let's just say we like this well enough. Let's try one more thing here. Animate the contents of this section so that they fade in up and animate the button separately. Applying animation seems to be, for me so far, fingers crossed, yeah. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty cool. So that all pops in together, and there was that button. It animates separately. So voila. And there's our little bouncy button. Pretty cool. So what if I want to make another version of this page? Maybe I need this in another language, right? So I can ask to recreate this page in Japanese. And this is a landing page. Create. You could also speak to this in another language too. So if you, if your mother tongue is not English and you prefer to work in that language, you can talk to this AI in that language, which is pretty cool as well. You can write that way too. This translates pages. This gets really interesting when you start thinking about speaking to audiences in other languages as well. If you maybe have a template that you're working from, or you want to create maybe a language create a newsletter that's in a particular language, you can do that here too, which is really cool. While this is doing that work, I want to take you guys over to where we do our Canva integration. Actually, no, before I do that, let's do a page like this one that's our About Me page, right? So if this is our home page, let's go ahead and make the rest of our website. So if I go over here and I say make a new page like this one, I have to remember to save. I'll make a new page like this one, and I will make it an About Me page. And since it already knows about me in the AI settings, let's see what it comes up with. All right, let's see how we're doing here. The new page is created. That's this landing page in Japanese, just to show you that it's possible. Even the title up here is in Japanese. I love it. Look at that. So good. Fully translated. It even translated my hidden section with the Canva links. It's really good. And I have double checked. Like it is actually where I'm not going to live read this to you. My my pronunciation of Japanese is kind of funny. But it does a good job. Is the thing you need to know is it does a good job of translation into the languages that I have used it for. So we're going to edit this new page. Let's go see the About Me page. All right, so it has basically preserved the same setup, right? So what we might do here is, make a couple of changes. So there's a background sort of video section here that I don't really want to use on the About page. So I'm just going to delete that. And I want to change, let's see, is there an image back here? It doesn't look like there is. Not entirely sure. If I look at this, it doesn't look like there is one. So maybe what I want to do here is maybe change the background to purple. Let's try that. change the background color of this section to dark purple. There we go. Got that. That's pretty good. What we could also do here, again, if you don't know how to resize your image, you can decrease the size of the image in this section by 50%. Ask it to shrink it down. Another thing that I really like to do with this is alignment. So if you have maybe content in a section where it looks like one side's maybe a little higher than the other, or oh, here they're like super far apart, right? So I want this to be centered. Center the photo. It saves a lot of time to speak instead of type. That's right. All right, so I need to, here, let me adjust this guy. Because the other option here is just, I mean, we could always click and do that too, right? So yeah, so we've got that there. It's pretty cool. We can add new sections. We can swap columns. You can add columns. Lots of just really cool stuff that you can do with this. So sky's the limit. Get in there and play around with it. Let me come over here and show you guys how you can plug up your Canva. So if you go over here to my account and go to settings, look over here at connected apps, and you'll see a list of apps that you have connected. So I do have a couple connected here that are Canva, but I'm going to go ahead and connect another one just so you can see the process. So here's mine. It's my personal one. I'm going to click allow. That is now there. And now what we can do when we are maybe working on our pages is we can actually access the images that we have in our Canva account. So we can actually go and find things like recent images there. So I'll hop over here. And yeah, so here's an image that we can replace. I'm going to click here and click replace, just like we would normally. Except now I'm going to click this add design from Canva, and it's quite a bit different than it was before, right? So we've got these different options in terms of portrait and landscape. This is already showing us, this is a 500 by 500 pixel image that we're replacing. So we can create a new design from here and open up a new screen with Canva where you can get started with that. So I could also scroll through here and look for things that I might have worked on recently. Or if I have multiple Canva accounts connected, I can maybe go and find some of those there. So maybe I want to use this one. And for whatever reason, that is not connecting for me. Let me go to my other one here. I'm going to use, oh, that's the one I created earlier. I'll grab this one. And it is opening in a new screen. So let me come back over here and I can show you. So Canva is here. So typically before, where you had an image you were using or a design you were using from Canva, whatever you created through the Canva button in AttractWell would not save the design to your Canva account. It would only save the image produced into your AttractWell images. Well, now anything that you edit through this feature, you can use in your AttractWell account, and you can continue to use it for different purposes because it saves in Canva, which is pretty neat. So I want to resize this image because I was working with a square image. So I'm going to go down here to custom size. And I'm going to pop in because it told me on the screen 500 by 500. And I'm going to resize this design. I am going to, I'm actually going to go ahead and download this to my account or to my device. I'm going to return to AttractWell. So to sync any changes you've made here to the original design in AttractWell, return to AttractWell and then follow the instructions. So I'm going to return there. And that removed that, it closed that screen for me. So I'm back in AttractWell. It's adding that image to the gallery right now. So I actually didn't need to download it to my device. There it is. So now I've got that image. So I was able to go grab it and put it here. So now it lives in my Canva library, but it's also in my image library in AttractWell, which is really neat. This is a really cool new thing that you have here. So you actually have Canva integration um, with AttractWell. All right, so let's talk a little bit more. I did show you the background brightness slider. I want to show you how this Speak to AI goes beyond just your page designs. There's so much more here. So where I would like to start, I think, is over here under the content library in your email templates. So if we wanted to go and add a new email template, maybe use one of the ones that we've created for you as a starting point. Or we could use one that we already have as an example. So here's like my lead magnet day 0. So let me open that one up, see what I like there, if that's the design that I want. Oops, sorry. I don't want to use this one. I don't want to edit it. I want to use it to make something new. So I'm going to duplicate this. And this is going to be a welcome to my list is what this is going to be. So this is going to be like a first email and initial nurture campaign. So here I am going to open up this first part and I'm going to ask it to write in this section that's right here with this little magic wand right here where it says write with AI. Click the magic wand. And here I'm going to ask it to write to a person who has just signed up for my newsletter. So I'm going to tell it what to do. Write a paragraph that welcomes a new subscriber to my newsletter. Let them know what they can expect. And what they can expect is that I send emails out at the end of the workday every Wednesday to give them a pick me up midweek and inspiration to keep going toward their goals each week. All right. So I'm going to have it right. Now, because I didn't use edit existing content, it might just add this in, and I think that it will. So I could just add it to editor, but I am going to have to remove the other stuff that's there, right? Do you see that? And that's okay, because I want to keep this contact first name tag there. So I've got some copy here that I can start to work with. And so I can speak that into existence. Now, if I wanted to say something very specific and I wanted it to transcribe me, I have that option here as well. Or I could have it rewrite something that's here. Again, using Write with AI, edit existing content. I could take what's already there and say, make this sound more upbeat, and it would write that way too. Pretty cool, right? All right. Let me show you something even cooler. All right. Let's exit out of here. And we're going to go over to the member area to classes. Now, you may already know about this, but we have an AI class creator tool. This has been around for a couple of years now. Now, or it feels like a couple of years, it's been a while. We've had this for a bit. So when you're ready to create a class that you could use to serve as a lead magnet, to educate community, or of course, to sell as a course, you have a few different options as to how you go about building. This tool is really cool. So what is our class about? Oops, recording's too short. All right. What is my class going to be about? Give me a topic. All right. This class shows people who are very uncomfortable in the kitchen how to get started with cooking from scratch so that they can have a solid, healthy meal on the table each night without having to spend hours in the kitchen for prep, for cooking, and for cleaning up. Excellent. This class is for working professionals who are interested in adopting healthier habits, but are tired of takeout and all of the extra stuff that's added to most foods that you buy from restaurants or from stores. The tone for this should be lighthearted, reassuring, but with a sense of humor. It should also be very relatable to someone who is uncomfortable in the kitchen. All right. So let's start with that. I love it. That took so much less time than trying to type it out. So we're going to create that outline here. And it's going to build a course outline for us. And it's so exciting. I can't wait to show you the other part of this. It's really neat. You know what I'm going to do too? I'm just going to copy this. Oops. Here. Matter of fact, oh my God, look at that. Look at all that. So, kitchen basics. Let's make friends with your kitchen. Simple ingredients and swaps. Ditch the junk. Keep it tasty. Quick recipes and techniques. Meals in minutes, not hours. Meal planning and time saving strategies, and keeping it going. Your new kitchen adventure. I'm obsessed. I love this so much. Let's go to the next step. Now, take a look at this. This is where we get to refine what's here. And just so you know, this is going to be our lesson names. This is going to be the beginning of the content that is in the actual lesson itself, right? So there is some stuff here, but it's the starting point, right? You're probably going to have a video or some other content. And then we've got our modules. Now, for any of these, if you want to replace what it says, you don't have to sit and type. You can hold down this little microphone, and you're going to start seeing this microphone show up in other places in your AttractWell account where you could do things similar to this, right? And here's another really neat thing. If I decided that why cooking from scratch doesn't, this kitchen basics, let's make friends with your kitchen. Maybe I want to do a lesson on, let's see. Yeah, I want to do a lesson on the tools you need, right? So tools, fundamental tools, right? Fundamental tools, kitchen tools. And I'm not going to put a description in here just yet, but it needs a module. Now, what it used to look like is you'd have to go and like copy this and then paste this. But look at this. It's just going to drop them right in for you. And then you can drag it up to where you know you want it to go. Right? And we can pop it in right there where I want it to go. Super cool, right? I can click create class, go ahead and create it, and I can get to work on it. So check it out. You can see that there are module titles, there are lesson titles. All we did was talk to it about what we wanted. It created the thing that we wanted, and we could take it even further still, right? So again, you could use Write with AI. You can say, I'm going to copy this right here. I am going to open this up and I am going to have it write. And I want to expand on this lesson content. And I could actually, hold on, what am I doing? Well, no, I do need to do it this way. Expand on this lesson content so that, let's see. Let me see. Hold on just a second. What's my title here? Why cooking from scratch doesn't have to be scary. Okay. So what I'm going to do, expand on this lesson content so that the reader is not only related to and introduced to what's coming, but is put at ease by opening up and sharing one of our own stories about failing in the kitchen before we learned what we know now. Okay. So I'll have it right, and I can pop it straight in here, right? Now, again, because in the settings I have given it my voice, my audience, and all of that, it's going to be able to do a pretty good job. This is actually giving me a code output because it thinks that it's a message. So I'm going to specify down here, your output should be text only. And this is, again, this is just because I did a weird thing in AI settings and told it that I want emails to go out in code format, which you don't have to do. And actually, I wouldn't generally recommend that you do it. Here, let me show you where I did that here. I do like it as a thing that I do when I'm using a dedicated LLM like ChatGPT. But if I come down here and show you, this is why it's doing that. Uh, I tell it how to open, and I think it's because I'm talking about a personal story here, and then use the following HTML code, right? And so I'm having it do it that way. All right. So let's come back over here and see. This is great. So this is expanding on what's already there because it's the sentence we already had. I'm just going to add that to the editor and it's going to replace what was there. So we've got a little bit more content and we can save it. All right. This is a great way to get a class kickstarted where you can start moving on this. Of course, if you would like to start adding images, so getting into our branding here, we can go for a main photo. We can create one with Canva. Here it is providing you a main photo size. And we're going to create a new design. And we do have to open that in the new window in Canva. Let me switch my share over so you can actually see the Canva window. So it has opened up a screen where the photo size is there that I need. And so this is going to be for my class, or for this cooking class. So this is going to be, let me find um, a kitchen. I'm just going to type in kitchen and find a kitchen photo. And or actually let's do a home cooked meal and let's see if we can find some images there. I'm going to actually go to elements and type that in again. And let's go find photos. Oh, there's a very Japanese one here. Let's set that image as the background and we will return to AttractWell. I'll move back over to AttractWell so that you can see what's happening. It is returning right now, and I think it just needs a moment to do what it's doing. But basically, what's happening here in the background is it is taking a moment, but it's going to take this same main photo size, and it's going to take that image that we just created and pop it right in. I do want to take just a quick minute while we are here and see if our live work review is here. Saria, if you're here and you're under a different name, feel free to let me know so I can bring you out to chat and we can help you with whatever you need help with. All right, let me see. I'm having some issues with my computer right now. Let me see if I can fix this thing that I'm. Okay, I know what was happening here. So I think I've shown you guys this before, but when you have in Canva, do you see this premium image, right? So I have Canva Pro, so I get premium images, right? But the issue is that when you use a premium image, it wants you to have more than one thing in the image itself, more than one element in the image. So what I'll do is I'll just do a double of it or just have something else there because it wants something else there. It doesn't want you to treat it like a royalty-free service for images. So just go ahead and just drag it out. There is something in the background there. It will actually let me return to AttractWell now. So it wasn't doing this before. So let me come back over here and you can see. There we go. It is adding the image to the gallery now that we can then put into our, there it is. That can now be our main photo. We want to do a cover photo. We can click choose, create cover photo in Canva. We can do a thin one, or we could do a larger one. So I'm going to use that larger one here. I'm going to create a new design. Again, it's going to open up a new window. This is so cool. I love how it does this. So coming back over here, I honestly should have used that. Let me see. I'm going to find like a kitchen countertop and just let that be the background image. How about that? And like I showed you before, being a premium image, it's not going to want to let me just use this image. So let's just go ahead and use it twice. And I'm going to expand it. And return to AttractWell. And so now these things that you're using are going to stay available in your AttractWell account. And of course, if you want to go in and make modifications to these things, it's saving a new version of it for you. So there we go. We've got a cover photo, we've got a main photo. We can save it. Once we put it into a vault, we can view it. This is just so cool how you can do this with this integration here. No more getting lost on your computer or Google Docs. Yeah, that's right. And the other cool thing about the Canva integration, in my view, is well, it is. Yeah, it's about saving stuff to your computer and then like not knowing where it was or what you did with it. And this completely eliminates that step. And honestly, I think the best part of it is that you don't have to memorize resolution sizes, right? So if you need a cover photo for the member area, for your member area, you can get it done. And you don't have to like go figure out what the design, the size is supposed to be. Our system's going to tell you what it is, right? And you could just do this across your entire site. So yeah, it's really cool. If you're going to be replacing an image, it's going to give you what the resolution size is so that you can go and create it. All right. Do we need to have an AI disclaimer or something? I think that this is still it's very fuzzy place. So where you are utilizing AI, I think where there could present ethical issues in particularly if you're licensed in a particular field, and this is something that might using AI might present ethical quandaries, then obviously err on the side of safety where that's concerned, or compliance toward whatever you have to adhere to. And I think that, we all feel a little differently about it, for better, for worse. It is here and it's not going anywhere. And I think that it stands to give us the ability to do more and to keep up, honestly, right? So in a rapidly changing world, we could be sticks in the mud, and in some ways we should be. But where things like this are concerned, if you can wield a tool that helps you to be better at what you do, like if you use it to be better, then I think it's good. And if you feel like you need to share that that's what you're doing, then I don't think there's a problem with it. But I'm not very aware of a need for legal disclaimers for the use of AI in a general sense for websites. So I think that I would probably err on the side of your professional orientation and whatever those sort of governing bodies might be. Where content creation is concerned, I don't know. I think a lot of us can read a blog that's like very clearly just hackily written with AI. There are formulas that it follows. I don't know. I think that your ability to use AI, or how good a product you use AI for, turns out is wholly dependent on how good you are with using it. It's kind of like a drill or a high-powered power tool. Going to the store and buying a $500 drill doesn't make you a contractor that could get paid $40,000 to renovate a bathroom, right? Just because you have the tool, right? So AI is the tool in this situation. So a craftsman with experience with using that tool and great understanding of how it's applied is going to be able to do extraordinary things with that tool. But if I went and bought that tool from the store, I could mess some things up. I can make a $40,000 disaster. So yeah, that said, if there are ways to use AI where it still is your voice, right? Where it still is your work product. And I think that where disclaimers really belong are where it's not actually our work product. It's not actually our voice. And yeah, it's in how you use it. AI assisted disclaimers. Yeah. Oh, I'm not very familiar with those, but I certainly wouldn't talk anybody out of out of having one if they felt like it was the right move. And I think that it really does depend on your audience, because some audiences just aren't going to care, and it makes no difference to them. But let's just say, for instance, maybe you are a writing coach. And you're helping people, discover their own creativity and their own ability to write. They probably want to know that you're using AI if like you're talking to them about helping them to become actual writers themselves, I don't know. I think it just depends. I Took philosophy in college, didn't go a whole lot farther than that. So take with that what you will. Would you guys like to see any of this again or like to try any more of these features? Or actually, Greg, did we miss anything that we should be taking a look at here together? I know I had a couple of fumbles with my trackpad here, slipping up too soon. And just with, a couple of little AI not understanding me, which is normal stuff, but I don't know. Is there anything that you can think of?
Yeah, I mean, as far as that AI writer, that little magic wand of an editor, it's basically pretty much everywhere throughout the system now. So like if you're writing a campaign, you have that little button. It can you can take your write campaign messages using that edit with AI. Just tell it kind of what you want to do. Write 3 paragraphs about blah blah blah, and have it write in at least a starting point for what you're talking about there. So
Mm-hmm.
basically anywhere that this editor appears in, what I mean by the editor is where you see like the bold, italic, underline, that little underline box there. There's a little magic wand icon towards the right there that has that AI writer, and it's embedded kind of all throughout the system. So, writing a saved reply or a campaign or the email editor, page builder, it's in the classes. So it's kind of everywhere that Talk to Edit is now. The page builder is probably the most, the best, most capable of that now.
Mm-hmm.
As we saw today, there were a couple of things where it wasn't quite following what you were doing. But, by and large, everything I've been doing it's most, the undo button is great in those cases. Sometimes doesn't
Mm-hmm.
quite understand what you're doing to go back and do something. But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of cool things you can do with it in the page builder. Like, okay, you want to swap the columns around, you want to add a column, you want to make the background transparent, add a drop shadow, center something vertically, move a headline up and out of a 2 column section, or add a headline that doesn't exist there. You can add in links, buttons, all sorts of things. So, but yeah, I think you've got, I think you covered them all. That course creator is something that's, it's been there, but not many people are aware of it. And it's a great shortcut for that. And especially it's gotten even easier now with the little voice button. And you'll probably start to see the tiny little microphone icon show up throughout. And the tiny little one is more like a transcribe. And this is when you want to give it instructions, like when you were telling it what to create in that course. So yeah, the AI course creator, the page builder, and the AI writer kind of, and you covered the Canva. So I think that's, pretty much it. I certainly love feedback. If you play around with the page builder, it is hooked up to Pixabay on the back end. If you ask for images, for background images, or if you want to swap out an image, that's there. And it knows, even if you're adding a section, you can say like add a carousel or, add a countdown timer for 2 days from today. So there's some cool things it can do. And I'll probably, I did put a short little demo video of this, I think, in the AttractWell Facebook group, but I was thinking of recording another one that would be, I think, useful to have to kind of demonstrate, because people are starting to ask like, okay, this is cool, but I don't even know what to ask, so just maybe, having an idea, a list of like just some ideas to get started with, because really there's probably all kinds of possibilities. One thing I asked it to do one time was mirror an image horizontally. So just flip it basically. And it did that. I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. I can't edit the image right now. It doesn't actually go in and do things, but it can do like some simple transformations like rotation or flipping it, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, I think that's a pretty good overview. And there's some other things you can do too, like in a whole section, you could say like, make this section more SEO friendly. It'll go and do some things behind the scenes with the HTML to do that as well. So, it's just, yeah, I think we're just starting to scratch the surface of the things that could be done with this, and we'll probably learn more about what people are doing. So if you try something, it works great, or it doesn't work at all, well, let me know. Love to hear about it. Maybe we can make it better, or just add it to some sort of tip sheet or something like that. Like, oh, this is a really cool way to use this, like swapping the columns. I want that photo on the left instead, or take that, my passion and skills. You could probably pull that out of the headline on the top. So anyway, all kinds of possibilities. But yeah, I'd certainly love to hear from you as you're using this, because it's new, and we'll always be tuning it, because this is an easy way to do it. Like once I started editing pages this way, I'm like, boy, these sliders are great, and clicking and all that, but just being able to speak it into existence certainly makes it easier. I've been enjoying that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I don't know if you guys are seeing as Greg is talking, I'm just kind of moving through here and asking it to do stuff. I flipped her photo around, added a title up above these two columns. We've got over here these lines I asked to be animated. I need to undo that. All right, let's see. Animate each line of text separately. Let's see what it does. Anyway, so yeah, you can play around with this. You can there's lots of just really, really cool
Oh,
things you can do with
one
it.
other
Yeah.
thing too, I
Mhm.
was just remembering that. So where it says or type your instructions below, there's those three dots to the right of it. That's
Mm.
actually a menu with some ideas. I forgot about that until I just
Oh,
saw that now. So there's just a few things in there, make the section mobile
oh.
responsive, clean up the formatting. Because I mean, so like one common thing that comes up with the formatting. If you have a large font, sometimes on mobile, there's like a ton of line space in between, but on desktop, it doesn't wrap at all. So you don't really have that. So you can use this to adjust line height as well. So like, oh, remove, shrink the line height or the spacing between the lines or something along those lines. So, and sometimes that cleanup formatting, if you're editing a section and you're like, you type and all of a sudden it's in the wrong font and you're trying this thing and that the other thing. So sometimes that cleanup formatting can do the trick. It just sort of like cleans it up for you, gets rid of all the extra whatever might be hanging around in the background from a copy and paste. And yeah, there's a split into two sections, which is kind of cool. You can take one and whichever one it might be and split it. You can give it a little more. You can actually dictate that as well. Like if you press hold and talk, you could say, and you can give it a little more specifics. Like I don't know what it's going to do in this case. Actually did a pretty good job. But you could tell it like, oh, I want that welcome to my world, everything here that you could tell it what you want in each section, but it'll split it as well. So
It's split it
there's
into
some,
two. Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Yeah, Greg, I didn't even know these three dots. I didn't even notice. Center vertically. Oh, yes. Oh yeah. So look at this. Like, so this right here, this part, you see how this is not centered vertically, guys.
Mhm.
This is I love this so much. Wow. Jess says, this is so great. So I have a person who did my website a little over a year ago, and she's selling a service for SEO optimization for $100 a month. Wants me to sign up, but I'm going to swap domain to AttractWell. So I'm thankful to learn about SEO optimization too. That is incredible. Yeah. So I mean, the thing to know, and I think this goes back to what I was talking with Denny about before, you can absolutely get optimization done with AI, but you have to really make sure that you know what you're asking for. So definitely check out our trainings that we've done on SEO. Those are they're a year old probably, but like the concepts that are in them are not something that really changes in a significant way, just for the purpose of like website pages and blogs. So definitely, yeah, read up on that and then make sure that in your AI settings in AttractWell that you are making very clear what your keyword strategy is and what your audience is. And then, yeah, in that case, 100%. Yeah, you could have your AI that you're kind of training through your AI settings, make those modifications, which is just wow. Yeah. And yeah, way to save that money. No, we've actually got someone who has been using HubSpot and a number of other platforms for a long time, spending upwards of $1,000 a month, saving almost all of it moving here. So yeah. All right. Thank you guys for sticking around today. I won't be here next week. And the next 2 weeks after that, Thursdays fall on Christmas and New Year's. So I will not see you guys until the new year. I hope that you guys have a fantastic time until then. Just keep an eye out on your email. We're going to be sending you guys a couple of things before the end of the year. But yeah, just really look forward to keeping this rolling, seeing what you create with it. And in the meantime, we will see you guys in our Facebook group. Hope you have a great one. Happy New Year, everybody. Take care.